Well, welcome to Happy Hour Chat with Michelle and Sean.
That's right. We're talking about real estate in Central Florida, and Michelle is a fabulous real estate agent, and that's why we're chatting about it. A good chance to get to know her. I've known her for years, and I think she's awesome. But I'm just wondering, so Michelle, can you tell me, how did you get into the real estate business?
Well, I've always loved seeing those shows on TV and stuff.
Right.
And
after the makeover shows or
yeah. Remember, I think it started with Trading Spaces or something like that.
Right.
I love that show.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and I love houses. I really love houses.
Right.
And I was a graphic designer for many years, working out of my house mostly, and I just got tired of it. I wanted to get away from the computer.
I understand.
So I decided to get my real estate license down in West Palm in 2003.
Right.
And I took a little break when we went through that recession, but I came back at the end of 2014, and I've been with Watson ever since.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, the real estate market has obviously exploded in many ways, and a lot of people are having a hard time finding a house these days.
Yes.
And how are you navigating all of that?
Well, working with buyers is very challenging right now, but I'm always up for a challenge. I just coach my buyers that we have to be aggressive.
Right.
If they're up for the challenge, we will do it. And I tell them we just have to keep going. It might take 10 offers before we win one, because that actually happened to me.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of offers.
That's a lot of offers.
Probably in a short period of time, too.
Yeah, one right after the other, really, pretty much. But I recently closed with a young lady, and we were very aggressive, and just every day we would look at like 10 houses, and we really just went for it. And she did everything that I said. I have certain ways that we can look the most attractive according to their means, and we just go for it. And sometimes it's a timing thing too.
And so, what are some of the things this is one thing I've always been very curious about. What are some of the things you need to look for in a real estate agent? Obviously some of them have nicer offices, some of them drive fancier cars, nicer business cards, or somebody has said something nice about them or whatever, but what are the real main things that you think that maybe people haven't thought about?
Well, of all those things that you just mentioned, I think the most important one is that somebody said something about them.
Right, of course.
So I think a personal referral is huge, because somebody knows them, somebody worked with them.
Right.
They really know what they're like. It doesn't so much matter what they drive, but that's always nice.
Yeah. Especially if you're driving around with them, of course.
Well, most people take their own cars these days.
Oh, that's great, because the COVID thing.
Yeah. But even before that.
Good point.
But then they see if your car is horrible or nice, right?
Right.
But so I think the main thing is just to see if they know what they're doing, but are they easy to get along with? Do your personalities mesh? Do you kind of like each other? If they're somehow abrasive to you, then you won't want to work with them, and it won't be pleasant.
Sure.
And on that note, if you are working with somebody that you are finding you don't like working with them, you can break up with them. It is allowed.
So it's like a relationship. It's like a
It
romantic
is.
relationship, but without the romance.
Yeah, I always say I'm in the relationship business more than the
right.
sales business, because friends, their family, and all that stuff. So it's really important to find somebody that other people worked with. They say they're nice, and that's really the most important thing, other than, of course, experience and knowing how to do the job.
Absolutely. And if for some reason it isn't really working in the very beginning when you get to know somebody, because obviously you won't know until you actually start working with them, and it's okay to break up with them, so to speak, and if you need to, you can find somebody that might be more suitable if that is the case.
Yeah, I have gotten some customers that way, and they were very hesitant. They didn't want to hurt anybody else's feelings, but if they were truly not happy for whatever reasons, oftentimes realtors will ask their customers to sign a loyalty agreement on paper.
Right.
So if it's on paper, you really do need to formally kind of break up with them and let them know.
Right.
But you are free to go with somebody else. Yeah.
Well, now in Central Florida, especially Orlando, which is where we are right now, essentially, what are your favorite spots? What do you think the great spots to look at?
The area called Horizon West, which is Winter Garden essentially, that is just blowing up with a lot of new construction, and downtown Winter Garden is really cute. So even going into like Claremont, I think Claremont is still maybe a little more affordable.
Right. I love Claremont, by the way. I love the rolling hills.
Yeah,
The only place you can go in Florida where there's actually nothing but not flat like everything else.
Well, there's Ocala, which Ocala
true,
is still affordable, and you got rolling hills there for
Yeah.
sure because they're horse country over there.
That's nice, yeah.
But as far as
And you've got John Travolta living there, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he lives there. He's got a big horse farm.
Oh, I didn't
Lands
know
his
that.
plane right there by his house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
John's got it together.
But anything like by the beaches, of course, is going to be expensive.
Yes, of course. Which is my personal dream. I would love to live by the beach. Now, what do you think about living by the beach?
It depends on what you want to use it for. A lot of people I speak with, the beach would be like a secondary vacation home. So if it was me, I wouldn't mind because I wouldn't put in my vacation home all my treasured possessions, you know.
Right.
So if the building gets blown into the ocean, you know, that's what you have insurance for, right?
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, just hope it doesn't blow in the ocean while you're in it, without a doubt.
No, that's why you evacuate. That's the good thing about Florida as compared to other
Right,
countries.
we get a little warning.
Yeah, we get warning. It's not like earthquakes, you know, or
I know.
something where
Here
you
I
don't
am
know.
giggling and laughing, and it's a serious thing. But yeah, you do get a little bit of warning here.
You can hunker down, which you hear a lot.
I know.
Hunker down.
Now, this is kind of a curious thing. When I talk to people that live outside of Florida, of course, they have preconceived notions, and the big things they're afraid of are alligators and hurricanes. Oh my gosh, you know. But what kind of things have you run into? Some wacky things that people were afraid of when they came?
Bugs.
Bugs? They're
Lizards.
afraid of bugs? Well,
Lizards.
They're so cute.
I
They're
know.
they're awesome, you know.
No, but Northerners, they haven't seen those kind of lizards, so yeah, they get freaked out by the lizards.
iguanas, yeah.
Well, we don't get the iguanas here like in South Florida, but even the little ones freak them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the lizards, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So you could advertise lizard free, and you'd probably get a lot more video going.
So that's going to be hard to guarantee because they're everywhere.
That's true. They really are. They really are. And how about neighborhoods? I mean, it's always a tough one, and I've always thought about this if I were to move into like a gated community or something. How can you really get a feel for the neighborhood? I mean, can you really like walk around and talk to people? Do people ever do that? And what are the neighbors like? Let's see what's going on. And
Oh yeah. In fact, you know, when I have a buyer that's kind of narrowing it down to a house that they really like, I always suggest drive by at night, see what's going on at night.
good idea.
And it's
Great
funny
idea.
because I had these customers where the husband kept driving by like a million times, you know, and then the neighbors were like, "Can we help you?"
Right. Are you casing the joint? Is that what
And
you're
so
doing?
then he got to meet the neighbors. So yeah, you definitely could talk to the neighbors.
Well, that's great. That's good. These are some great ideas, some great thoughts. Michelle, you're awesome. And I've really enjoyed talking with you today. This has been a blast. We're having happy hour. So glad you could join us. I hope you learned a few things too.
Come back and see us again. We'll do it again.
That's right. And come see Michelle for any of your real estate needs. She's the best.
Check out my website, michelleselgrensells.com.
And she does.
Welcome back to Happy Hour Chat with Michelle
and Sean. And we've had a couple of glasses of wine and we're ready to talk about some real estate.
Yes, we are.
Welcome to Happy Hour Chat with Michelle Silligren. Michelle Silligren. She's a lovely girl.
Take 3.
Okay,